In a bustling city where dreams glimmered like distant stars, there lived a young woman named Joy. Joy wasn't like the others. She didn't chase after career ambitions or academic accolades. Instead, Joy found her pleasure in something else entirely: dating sugar daddies. Her current sugar daddy, Mr. Thompson, was a suave businessman in his late 40s. With salt and pepper hair and a charming smile, he was the epitome of sophistication. Joy met him at a posh restaurant downtown where she worked as a waitress. Their conversation in the bustling restaurant was like a dance of words, filled with sweet nothings and promises of luxury. "Sweetheart, your smile lights up the entire room," Mr. Thompson would say, his voice dripping with honey charm. Joy would blush and reply, "Oh, Mr. Thompson, you always know how to make a girl feel special." Their relationship blossomed quickly, fueled by expensive dinners, lavish gifts, and whispered promises of a glamorous future together. Joy reveled in the attention and the material comforts that Mr. Thompson provided. But one day, while Mr. Thompson was away on a business trip, Joy's phone buzzed with a message from another man, a young suitor she had been entertaining on the side. As she scrolled through the messages, her heart sank. Mr. Thompson had found out about her infidelity. When Mr. Thompson returned, Joy could see the disappointment in his eyes as he confronted her about the messages. "I thought we had something special, Joy," he said, his voice tinged with sadness. "But I see now that you were only after my money." Tears welled up in Joy's eyes as she realized the depth of her betrayal. She had let greed blind her to the genuine connection she had with Mr. Thompson. With a heavy heart, she apologized, but she knew that their relationship could never be the same again. After Mr. Thompson left, Joy found herself adrift in a sea of uncertainty. She knew she couldn't go back to her old way of life, but the allure of luxury and comfort still called out to her. It wasn't long before she found herself back on the dating scene, this time in search of a new sugar daddy to fill the void left by Mr. Thompson. Enter Mr. Harrison, a dashing entrepreneur with a penchant for fine wines and exotic travels. Joy met him at a high-end cocktail party hosted by one of her former colleagues from the restaurant. From the moment their eyes met across the crowded room, Joy knew she had found her next sugar daddy. Their conversation was like a symphony of sweet nothings, with Mr. Harrison showering Joy with compliments and promises of a life filled with luxury and adventure. "My dear Joy, you are a vision of beauty," he would whisper, his voice sending shivers down her spine. "With you by my side, every day will feel like a holiday in paradise." Joy was swept off her feet by Mr. Harrison's charm and charisma. She found herself drawn to him like a moth to a flame, unable to resist the allure of his lavish lifestyle. And when he finally asked her to be his sugar baby, she couldn't bring herself to say no. With a flutter of excitement in her heart, Joy accepted Mr. Harrison's offer, knowing full well the risks that came with it. But in that moment, surrounded by the glitz and glamour of the party, she felt alive in a way she hadn't in a long time. As Joy embarked on her journey with Mr. Harrison, she found herself enveloped in a whirlwind of luxury and indulgence. From exotic beach getaways to romantic dinners under the stars, every moment with Mr. Harrison felt like a dream come true. Their love blossomed against the backdrop of sun-kissed beaches and turquoise waters, as they walked hand in hand along the shoreline, their laughter mingling with the sound of the waves. "My dearest Joy, you are the sunshine of my life," Mr. Harrison would murmur, his eyes filled with adoration as he gazed into her soul. "With you by my side, every moment feels like paradise." Joy, too, was intoxicated by the love and affection that Mr. Harrison showered upon her. She felt like a queen in his presence, basking in the warmth of his embrace as they danced under the moonlight. "Oh, my sweet Harrison, you are my everything," she would reply, her heart overflowing with joy. "With you, I feel like I can conquer the world. Their honeymoon was a fairy tale come to life, as they explored exotic destinations and shared intimate moments that would be etched in their memories forever. From candlelit dinners in secluded villas to moonlit strolls along deserted beaches, every day was a new adventure filled with love and laughter. As they stood together, watching the sunset paint the sky in hues of orange and pink, Joy knew that she had found her happily ever after in the arms of Mr. Harrison. And as they embraced beneath the starry sky, she whispered a silent prayer of gratitude for the love that had brought them together, promising to cherish every moment they shared for eternity. As Joy and Mr. Harrison basked in the glow of their honeymoon bliss, little did they know that their paradise would soon be shattered by the arrival of an unexpected guest, Mr. Thompson. It was a sunny afternoon when Mr. Thompson stormed into their luxurious beachfront villa, his face contorted with rage as he confronted Joy and Mr. Harrison. "So, this is where you've been hiding, Joy," he spat, his voice dripping with contempt. "I should have known you couldn't resist the lure of another sugar daddy." Mr. Harrison, never one to back down from a challenge, squared his shoulders and met Mr. Thompson's glare with a steely gaze of his own. "She's with me now, Thompson," he declared, his voice firm and unwavering. "You had your chance, but you lost her the moment you let greed cloud your judgment." The air crackled with tension as the two men faced off, their words like daggers slicing through the silence. Accusations flew back and forth as they hurled insults and recriminations at each other, each one determined to assert their dominance over Joy. But amidst the chaos and confusion, Joy felt a sense of clarity wash over her. She realized that she couldn't continue to be caught in the middle of their power struggle, torn between two men who only saw her as a prize to be won. With a heavy heart, Joy stepped between them, her voice trembling as she spoke. "Stop it, both of you," she pleaded, her eyes brimming with tears. "I won't let you destroy everything we've built together." But her words fell on deaf ears as Mr. Thompson and Mr. Harrison continued to clash, their anger escalating with each passing moment. And as the sun dipped below the horizon, casting long shadows across the sand, Joy watched helplessly as the two men she loved descended into violence, their fists flying as they fought for control. In that moment, as she stood alone amidst the chaos, Joy knew that she had to make a choice that would change the course of her life forever. And as she closed her eyes and whispered a silent prayer for forgiveness, she made a vow to herself to break free from the toxic cycle of love and betrayal that had consumed her for so long. As the altercation between Mr. Thompson and Mr. Harrison escalated, the tranquility of the beach was shattered by the arrival of a police officer, his authoritative voice cutting through the chaos like a beacon of reason. "Stop right there," the officer commanded, his voice laced with authority as he approached the worried men. "I won't tolerate this kind of behavior on my watch." Mr. Harrison, his fist still clenched in anger, hesitated for a moment before reluctantly stepping back, his eyes flashing with defiance. "He had it coming, officer," he growled, his voice thick with frustration. "He can't just barge in here and disrupt our peace like that." But the police officer was having none of it, his gaze stern as he turned to Mr. Thompson, who stood defiantly amidst the chaos. "You're coming with me," he said firmly, his tone brooking no argument. "I won't tolerate violence on my beat." With a resigned sigh, Mr. Thompson nodded, knowing that he had pushed things too far. As the police officer escorted him away, Joy watched in silence, her heart heavy with regret for the chaos that had unfolded. As the police officer lifted Mr. Thompson into the back of his Land Cruiser, Joy felt a sense of relief wash over her. Maybe now, with Mr. Thompson out of the picture, she could finally find the peace and happiness she had been searching for. But as she glanced back at Mr. Harrison, she knew that their journey was far from over. The scars of their tumultuous past would linger long after the sun had set on this fateful day, a reminder of the dangers that lurked beneath the surface of their